everyone. I am doing a tutorial today, and it is simplicity. It's so easy. A8010. I'm going to do the robe, the pajama bottoms, and the top. I was going to do the slippers, but I don't have the material to do it with. After this video, if I see that I might have something, then I'll go ahead and do the slippers. No, the slippers are not included. Alright, I'm sorry. I thought the slippers were included in the pattern, but it's not, as you can see. Okay, so I'm going to be doing everything. I'm going to do the robe, the top, and the pants. Let me get my camera set up. Oh, let me go over the pattern pieces with you. Alright, let's see here. Alright, let's see. Okay, here's the pajama bottoms, and it's going to be pattern number 5. You need to cut 2 of these out. Let me see here. Okay, alright, here's the robe front, piece number 7, and you cut 2. Okay, then this is the robe back, and you cut 1 on the fold, and it's piece number 8. Here's the sleeves for your robe. You need 2 of them, and this is pattern number 12. Here's the belt to the robe. This is pattern 13, and you cut 1, and you cut it on the fold. Okay, here is the front facing. It's number 11, and you cut 2, I think. Yeah, you cut 2. Alright, this is for the under collar, which is around the neckline, and this is pattern piece number 10, and you're going to cut 1 on the fold. Here's the pocket for the robe, and you're going to cut 2, and it's piece number 9. Okay, and now we're going to do the pieces for the top. Okay, so the first thing we have is the top back, which is piece number 2, and you cut 2 of these. This is the top front. You cut 1 on the fold. This is the front facing, number 3. You cut 1, I think. Yeah, you cut 1 on the fold. This is the back facing, you cut 2. And then for the waistband of the pajama bottoms, you need piece number 6, and you cut 1. But you just cut 1. Alright, now I'm going to go over the fabrics that you're going to need. The types of fabrics. Okay, for the top and the waistband of the pants, you need a knit, some kind of a single knit, which is like a knit that stretches one way, or you can use some kind of an interlock, like a cotton interlock or polyester interlock. And then for B and C, which is the pants and the robe, you need any kind of a cotton. It doesn't matter what kind of cotton you use. You can use cotton polyester, you can use quilting cotton, you can use a fat quarter, you know, so whatever kind of cotton you have. For the top, you need a 1/4 yard of 60 inches wide knit. And then you're going to need some ribbon, which is a 3/8 yard of a 3/8 inch wide for the straps. And then your notions, you need 5 inches length of a 3/4 inch wide hook and loop tape. For your pants, you need a 3/8 yard of 45 or 60 inch wide material. And for the waistband, you need a 1/4 yard of 60 inch, and you need ribbon, which is a 1/2 yard of 3/8 inches wide. For your robe and the belt, you need a 5/8 inch. You need a 5/8 yard of 45 or 60 inch fabric, and that's all you need for the robe. Okay, I'm going to get this camera set up where you can see the machine, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take piece 1, which is the front of the top, and piece 2, which is the back of the top, and we're going to sew on the sides right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started doing that. Okay, so we're going to do it right sides to right side. And you line up your notches. Alrighty, here we go. And you do a 1/4 inch seam. And you always back stitch. Whoops, messed up my seam. I'll be right back. I need to fix this. Alright, the next step after sewing the sides up, you need to get your ribbon and you need to cut 4 inches twice. So you need 2 pieces that are 4 inches, and you're going to have some small dots like right here and right here on each side. I already sewed one side, and whoops. Well, anyhow, you're supposed to baste this piece over and then the other piece over on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And make sure that you have your ribbon where it's not all twisted, because this is for your shoulders, for your straps. So make sure that the straps are all straight. Make sure you have it lined up with your small dots. And your basting stitch, as you know, is your longest stitch. Okay. All right, I'm going to do it again. Okay. And cut your threads. Okay, the next step is going to be, I think it's going to be the facing. It looks like it is. Let's see what it says. Okay, it says, so with right sides together, you need to stitch your front facing to your back facing. So let me get those. Remember, your front facing is going to be on the fold. Alright, so we've got that like that. And what you're going to do is right sides together, and you're going to line up your notches, which I think this one goes this way. Yep. And pin it. Then do the same thing on the other side. Let me get this out of the way. Alright, you get your stitch back up to your regular stitch. Alright, and then this is going to be about 3 inches, 3/8 inches wide for your stitching. And always back stitch. And to cut down on the bulk of the seams, I get my pinking shears, and I just cut off a little bit. Don't cut your stitching. Picked up. Okay. Now, I think what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting it on the top itself. So let's see what it says. With right sides together, pin facing to garment. Okay, so that's what I thought. So you get your top right side up, and you get your facing to go right side down, and you match your seams. Always do the seams first on both sides. Make sure you keep your straps up too. You don't want to get them caught. All right. Wait a minute. Here we go. Keep your straps down. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Alright, and now you want to line everything up. Make sure you get your notches lined up just right. Hope you can see this. Then I usually get, I go section by section. Make sure you, and then again your notches, you want to make sure they're all lined up. Make sure you keep your straps out of the way too. You don't want to get them sewn in. If you want, you can always pull your strap down and then pin it down like this if you want, if it's easier. Whichever way is easier for you. Which I think that's what I'm going to do, because I'm struggling with trying to keep these straps out of the way. When I do facings, I always use a lot of pins. And I'm making sure that I've got them out of the way all the way around my straps. Okay, let me fix this side with straps. Now I think I can go ahead and repin this side. Make sure you have your seams opened. I think I've got everything out of the way. Looks like it. Okay, let's go ahead and get this sewn. And again, we're going to do 3/8 inch. When you get to the corner, you want to have your needle down and pivot. You want to pivot again. At every corner you want to pivot. Okay. Take all your pins out from where you're holding your ribbon down. And you want to push your facing to the inside. Oh, I didn't sew that good enough. Let me go back and fix that one side here. Alright, now, much better. Alright, so you want to turn your facing to the inside. So again, you want to pin, because what you're going to do is, I don't know if this instructions call for it, but I'm going to top stitch. I always do, because that way the facing stays down better. I hope you can see this. Okay, so we're going to do a top stitch. That way the facing will stay down. Okay, so that's done. And so far, this is what it's looking like. Alrighty, so the next thing we're going to do is let's see, number 5 says stitch under 1/4 inch on lower edge. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold over about 1/4 inch, and then we're going to sew down and both sides, and then we're going to sew down 1/4 inch this way. So I'm going to notch my my edge right here of the interface, of the facing. That way I know it's going to lay flat. See, I just cut a little square out. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and fold it over 1/4 inch. And you don't have to be exact, because what this is going to be for is your velcro. So just eyeball it. And just pin it all the way down. And I usually do both sides first, and then I'll do the bottom. So let me cut another edge here. Like a little block. And then you want to fold over on the bottom 1/4 inch. With this top. Alright, let's go ahead and get it stitched down. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is put the velcro on. So you need to get pin this up here. Alright, so you need to get some Velcro, and I usually just measure it like that. And then I cut it in half because this is too wide of a piece to put on a doll outfit. Alright, so I normally look at the top, and I always put the rough side of the Velcro on the, when you're looking at it, on the left side, on the outside. Okay, so then we're going to sew it down. Make sure you have it around on close to the edge. Come on. Across the bottom, and then you go back up the other side. Up. Go around the top across. Okay, so then we do it on the inside. I mean, not the inside. Yeah, the inside piece, and we put it right here. And the top is done after you get all your threads trimmed. Okay, so here you go. Whoops. Okay, and there you go. You just made a pajama top. Alright, well, I'm going to stop here and I'll get ready to do the pajama bottoms.